Hey guys, J-Man here, and we are back once again to talk about some women of wrestling. Before we get into that, I uh, I wanted to give a couple of updates. So tomorrow night, Thursday, Sean and I are going to be talking about Transformers Marvel Comics issues 3 and 4. Issue 3 has Spider-Man in it. So Spider-Man interacting with Optimus Prime. Well, he mostly interacts with Gears, but it's pretty cool. And he's in the black costume at this point, so it's pretty neat. And it's the symbiote, not like a black costume. It's actually the symbiote that morphs around him. So if you want to see Spider-Man teaming up with the Transformers, that's tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And then Friday, we are doing the first appearance of Supergirl Asterix. It's the first appearance of Kara Zor-El, Supergirl, who we all know as Supergirl. But there's been other Supergirls before. So this is actually I think it's the third time the name Supergirl was used. So that'll be interesting. But we're not going to talk about those. We're going to talk about the proper one with her coming out of the rocket ship. So that's on Friday. And I believe that's 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then next Monday, Legion of Superheroes. Clobberin Times and Sean are going to join me to talk about more Legion of Superheroes stuff. We're right into Adventure Comics now. These are the 300s. This is the important ones that you got to be there for those. This is the important Legion stuff that really starts to shape what the Legion's going to become, and it just starts to go from there. So that's all important stuff coming out. And then next week's Indiana Jones Part 5. So there'll be an open mic and all that stuff once we go see it, and we could beat it up at that point because I'm quite certain I'm not going to like it. But I thought I would hate The Flash, and I like The Flash. So, but I'm pretty darn sure I'm going to not like Indiana Jones. I don't think this is going to be a Flash because Flash, I was not hating on it, but I was a bit indifferent, and I thought, yeah, I don't really know, whatever. I like Michael Keaton, but actually I liked it. So that's that. All right, let's bring in my co-host. Howdy ho.
Hey.
Stream Elements robot running.
Thank God, man.
I should do something with Stream Elements. You could do tips and stuff from there. There's things you could do with it. I just don't
pay attention.
I don't really pay attention to it. So I don't know, but anyway. All right. So we have somewhat of a decent stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we're getting up to that money. One of my favorite pay-per-views in the year is Money in the Bank because I like them. I hate the ladder match, but I do like the intrigue around it, and I like that they're giving some people some screen time and some air time that really deserve it. So,
right.
Other than Logan Paul, so I generally like this pay-per-view a lot.
Yeah, it is pretty neat. So, and the ladder match is coming up. When is that? That's
July 1st, my friend.
July 1st. So
which is a long weekend for us. So
yes. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. So SmackDown, we'll get right into it. SmackDown, we had Io Sky versus Zelina Vega, and Bayley was there. And Bayley, we know they're breaking up, right? So that's already started. Zelina won. I don't understand. This was kind of dumb. They just had this match for no reason, right?
Yeah, it was. I feel like there was some back room challenge. Like they showed Io Sky and her, and then Bayley's like, oh, she'll accept a match or whatnot. It's more so that I find that a lot of people are struggling wrestling Zelina Vega because I don't think they're used to wrestling someone that short. And it's just making for some very awkward matches, and Io Sky has awkward matches anyway. So it was, to me, this was very short and very nondescript. I don't really recall anything from it other than, of course, Bayley cost Io Sky the match. So.
Right. Yeah, it was just there, this match, and then because even the next one, there's something at stake, like, Bailey's spot is on the line. But this was just like, oh, we're having a match because it's Friday night and we got to have a match. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they're just arguing backstage and that led to a match. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah. All right. And then we had Bianca come out, with a rematch thing. She's like, oh, I'm going to do this my way, blah, blah, blah. So again, they're really toying with this Bianca. And I've been reading a lot of things online, and there has been some articles where they're like this. They literally said what we had said ages ago. It's like it's a John Cena problem. There's too many people that like her in real life that are little girls that do look up to her. What do you do here? So it looks like they're trying to make her. They're keeping her as a face, but a bit more edgier, right? Like just to kind of more aggressive to kind of make it a little bit more interesting. I mean, I guess it's working because any change is a positive change, because you can't just have her be like, ooh, and swing around and say, I'm the best. It's like, whatever. Like,
yeah, I think it was a good move to remove the belt from her. And she did use to Mandy Rose, put some respect on my name, which I sat up when she said that, because I'm like, ooh. I'm very intrigued with a heel turn with Bianca Belair, or at least a tweener a change to a tweener.
Right.
Because I do like the idea of, she does have some natural heel characteristics, being so strong and being able to power opponents. But to your point, and I'm not a little girl, nor will I ever be, so I don't really, from that perspective, I can't really say, like, it's a tough spot, because for me, it's natural. Like, if she stalemate her, turn her. But I'm also not involved in the merchandising. I don't know, like, what children think of her. I don't poll children what they think of her. So, I mean, I only have my perspective, and I'm not going to sit here and, basically rally for her to get a heel turn. And that was the John Cena thing too. I'm not going to rally for these turns if, from the business perspective, it doesn't make sense to do it, as painful as it may be for some people who watch it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, you reminded me of a clip that I'm gonna get, an audio clip, which I completely forgot. I don't have any from this movie, and it's a fail that I don't have any from this movie. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I'll surprise you.
Okay.
It's one of my funniest random one lines out of any movie. It's just a random one line, and I cry every time I hear it. But I did post a poll saying, should Bianca turn? We got one vote saying no. So let's see where that plays out.
Yeah. I mean, I can see why it's tough. I don't want to see Charlotte Flair turn heel, though, just because I'm intrigued with her being a face, because it's so unlike her to be a face. Right. So I'm kind of enjoying them having a competition as to pseudo faces right now, and we'll see how it goes.
Right.
Nothing says you have to have a heel and a face in every, who's the biggest face on SmackDown right now based on crowd reaction, it's LA Knight, and he's a heel. He hasn't face turned. So my
God, what the hell's going on here? No matter what he says, they're pumped up for him.
Well, he was wildly entertaining right off the start. Leaving, ending an interview, and then he comes back in. Yeah, I thought he was great from the beginning. Right. So I'm glad that everyone else is woken up to the awesomeness of LA Knight.
LA Knight.
Now the crowd does it with him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And at least it's faster than at least,
I'm going to talk about that when we get to Raw, but
I fast forward all these parts anyways. Okay. You voted for Bianca. You voted no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense, Joe, from a storyline standpoint. I think I'm just more, when people play against type, I'm very curious to see where it goes and give them a chance to do that. But like I said, at the end of the day, if it makes more sense from financially keep Bianca a face, you can't do anything about it. It is what it is. Yeah,
we're kind of stuck in again, we don't know the behind the scenes. Like when we were still watching and John Cena was there, we were in the camp of, yeah, we're done with just John Cena. He's got to be a heel now. We're done with him, right? Like, I remember one of our one friend, was still, like, no, John Cena. I was like, dude, this guy's like, we're fed up with him. They got to heel turn him because this is just stupid now.
Yeah.
And actually, I think it was him. This is the first time. I think it was this person who had said to us, like, yeah, but like he has the most Make-A-Wish Foundation things ever. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, first time I started to think, I'm like, right, this is a different time.
Yeah.
Like there was no Iron Sheik's gonna turn face or no, the Iron Sheik is a villain. That's it. Like, I don't know how many. There's only a few guys that I could accept. Like, for some reason, Macho Man, I could take them both. I liked him no matter what.
Yeah.
Iron Sheik had to be a villain. Like, I don't know if he ever even was a face, but it just maybe in the first ever of his career. But like, I can't see him anything other than a heel, right? There's only a few characters where I'm like, oh, I like them in both incarnations, right? Like Stone Cold kind of worked no matter what, right?
Yeah, but there's certain guys or certain performers, when they're over, right? Like, right. And like, they try, like Edge. When they made Edge a heel and tried to make him the head of Judgment Day, it was weird. Edge is hyper respected as a legend. No one wants to boo him. It's Asuka. No one wants to boo Asuka. She is a heel, right? She is a full-fledged heel now, but no one wants to boo
she's
her.
Cheating. She uses the mist. She's like sneak attacking. Like,
no one wants to boo her.
Right.
WWE has to read the room. And unless the financials make sense, if reading the room means changing someone to something, you got to do it. That's it. Now, if LA Knight is selling a shitload of merchandise and being able to remain a heel, then just keep him a heel because he'll sell the merchandise no matter what. That's why Roman Reigns, that head of the table t-shirt I see all over the place. So turning him face doesn't make sense. But if they're not really selling, you got to do it versus the salary structure too. If your number one guy is not selling the number one merchandise, that's a problem. And you got to look at that from a character perspective.
Yeah, like Cody Rhodes, literally they're debuting shirts and putting them dark. Like they do this for toy reveals. Like it's like they show you like a silhouette of all the new Transformers coming out, and then every week they put the light on them. You're like, oh my god, it's it's Mirage, right? It's like they're doing this with Cody Rhodes t-shirts. It's like Cody Rhodes, and there's like two little squares. I was like, what is this? I'm like, they're revealing a shirt. Well, what's it going to be? His logo on fire or something? And it's like, it's literally what I said or whatever. I was like, what is it going to be? His logo on fire? And they're like, oh, next it's going to be his logo with ice. Like, I don't, but like, I've never seen this. This is outrageous.
Yeah, it is.
Debuting a shirt. Like, who cares? It's just going to be his logo. Like, it's not that, like you saw a shirt and like, okay, it's his logo. Like but that means he's big because they're literally counting down to the days. Oh, we're going to reveal the new shirt tomorrow. Oh, and there's a second one. Oh, you didn't know there's two. There's friggin' two of these. Like, okay.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes is so bloody over. It's like, I know the business, and I'm like, oh, Cody Rhodes is showing up. Let me stop this. What's he saying? I care about his backstage interviews. I don't care about anyone's backstage interviews.
Yep. Yeah. So you're like, okay, there's the salary, but like there's
you got
merchandise.
You got to base it versus the merchandise versus the selling. If Roman Rhodes is your highest salary guy, and he is selling your most merchandise, leave it be because he's doing what you're paying him to do. If your number one guy isn't selling in top 10 merchandise, if they're not even in top 10, you got to think about a turn, right? And that's what they decided when Roman came back. Roman came back from freaking, was it Hodgkin's or leukemia? I think it's leukemia. There is no more reason to come back as a face. Came back as a heel. Why?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Selling the merchandise. No one liked him anymore. And you're paying him a shitload of money. Now it's equal. So now that I think it's equal, leave it be. He's selling the merchandise. When it starts to drop, turn him face. Bring it back up.
Yeah, so we don't know it. Like, it's tough with the women's stuff too, because I don't think the women's merchandise in general sells as much as the men. So it's probably harder to really keep track of that. Plus, there's constant pregnancies, right?
Well, number two, I think the number two seller, or number one or two, was Alexa Bliss.
The doll,
The
that
doll.
doll was selling heavy duty. She was really up. But again, every other woman is like way below.
Well, yeah.
Like it's
Becky's up in the top 10.
She's up there, yeah. But it's not that many, and like they're far apart. So like, you know, the Red Baron shot down 80 enemy planes, and then the next guy underneath him shot down like 10.
10.
Right, like it's like that. Like the number one guy was 80 something, and the number two guy's like 10 or whatever. Yeah. It's like, or whatever. It's like a huge like
difference.
So Becky, Becky, Alexa, whatever. You take your top 2-3 women, and they're like way high, and the other women are way the shit down, right? Like, so it's like nobody's buying Raquel Rodriguez shirts or whatever. It's like,
yeah, it's because what is there to market? Like you can market Rhea Ripley, you can market Bianca, you can market Charlotte, though they don't. You can market Becky heavy, Alexa Bliss. You could especially when she had the doll. There's no one really out there like. There's no, what is Bayley? I guess role model, right? You could get a role model shirt, but that's it. Raquel has nothing. Like there's no imprint. There's nothing really to it that I'm like, ooh, there's nothing there. Like Becky has the man. As soon as you say the man of the masses and all that, everyone's got that freaking shirt.
They do have that. I have seen that.
Yeah, it's tough for her.
I know.
Joe, it's so tough for her. And you're absolutely right on both counts. But that's why I want to see how they do it. It doesn't make sense. But because it doesn't make sense, I'm like, hey, it's something new. Let's see how they do it. It's not going to last. She is more naturally a heel, just like Ric Flair. Her father was more naturally a heel. But I did enjoy the Ric Flair babyface runs just because you don't get to see those very often.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, Shotzi came in talking to Io and Bayley. And the Money in the Bank is on the line. And this is what they should have done with the Io Sky Zelina to give it some sort of, purpose of the match or whatever, relevance. Yeah. So, I mean, is Bayley just going to win that anyways?
I hope she does. I don't want to see Bayley not in the money. Bayley is getting the shaft, and it's starting to piss me off. Bayley is one of the best who's ever come along. And for her to be relegated to this second-rate feud in this second-rate faction is a little bit of an annoyance. Look back to 2020. She had both the women's championship and the tag team championship. She was covered in gold. And she is one of the most decorated. Look at the top 10 women's matches over ever. Bayley's in at least 2 or 3 of them. So, I don't know. I'm starting to get annoyed that she's in these second-rate feuds and these second-rate, she's not winning very often, and it's just starting to irritate me.
Yeah, she should win more. I don't understand why she's not winning. And it's like, I've got my Bayley plaque right there, and I got her belt right there, and her autograph right there too, and the Damage Control autographs are right there. Those you can kind of see. My Becky is above that.
So I think part of the reason is, and it's not that Bayley's not a good character, and we both saw the interview where she talked about how she can play Eber.
Yeah.
But so I'll give you an example. Charles Wright was Papa Shango, and that went nowhere. It was a ridiculous gimmick, but also problem is that wasn't Charles Wright. He's not a voodoo,
Right.
Who he was the Godfather.
Right.
Right. And that's when he became that character. It clicked because the best characters are the ones closest to the wrestlers' personalities.
Right.
Right. I think Bayley is more of a face and a heel naturally. I don't think she's strong I think she's strong as a heel, but I think she's better as a face. And I think she's got to go back. I'm not saying she's got to go back to being a hugger, even though I like that.
Right.
But I think she's got to face.
I have a piece of that.
Yeah, you have
that hugger came
buddy.
The hug of the buddy or whatever. Yeah, it came with the plaque.
I mean, people were on the internet cheered when she killed that, and they were like, "Oh, finally," but that's just the innate cynicism of the web not accepting good-hearted faces.
Right.
Right. Die, Rocky, die. I always remember that.
Right.
I honestly think that I would like to see Bailey do a face turn. I think it would make her more successful. I think she could still be the role model, but I think she could actually become more of the role model, an actual role model, instead of it being a heel thing, an arrogance thing to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good with her either way. And it's like, hey, let's get something going on with Bailey, man. Like, what the hell? Like, she's there all the time. She's pumped up for wrestling. She's not just there to, like come in every so often. And you could tell anyone who's got one of those open, whatever the stupid term they're using, the open contract, they can go anywhere they want. Like, yeah, okay. That's literally code for, he'll wrestle once every 6 months, or like, it's like such a lame. I've got an open. Funny, my work didn't accept that. I proposed that to them. I said, can I just come in anytime I want? Like, and just, it's like, no, you have to come in. Like, you have to work every day. Why? I want an open contract. I want the Brock Lesnar. We're going to call it the Brock Lesnar. I need a Brock Lesnar, please. Can I get a Brock Lesnar to go? Yeah. It's like I'm taking a Brock Lesnar day. Like, where now? I don't like those. No. Are you in or you? So Bailey's there all the time. Friggin' Seth freaking Rollins is on NXT, for Christ's sake, slumming down to NXT for a week here and there.
I gotta give the man credit for that. I agree, because if you look at what Brock's done, he had 2 matches with Cody, and then he disappears. And like Cody keeps saying, "Oh, Brock Lesnar's not around." He. I'm like, yeah, but you are. So it's kind of weird, and it's kind of losing steam and momentum to the feud.
There is no feud. It's like,
I don't even know how it's a feud.
He's an absentee landlord.
Right, he's an absentee landlord.
Remember, have you seen Devil's Advocate with Pacino? Yeah. Remember, he's like, God likes to watch. He's an absentee landlord. He goes, I've been down here since the whole thing started.
God, he's an absentee landlord.
Yeah, I was like, that's awesome. I haven't seen that in years. I should rewatch that.
I rewatched it recently.
Was it still good?
Yeah, it still was good as I remember.
It was, I liked it, man. I thought it was really good. They did give it to Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Kevin Owens is really funny.
So Kevin Owens.
The anger management was good. And then Riddle came in. He's like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my mind. And he's like, yeah. He's like, okay, no. He goes, that's cool. It's like Kevin Owens is trying to be.
But he starts saying, did you see this movie or that movie and all? And Kevin Owens is irate. I just love Kevin Owens being angry over everything. He's all excited because I get to punch someone in the face, right? I get to punch someone in the face. Yeah, let's go punch someone. Him and Sami Zayn together are gold.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
So funny.
But yeah, so Chelsea's got. I like Chelsea's great.
Oh, Chelsea's the whole TikTok thing where they should show videos of Chelsea freaking out was awesome. I was like,
I'm not gonna come to your shop anymore. And I'm gonna. We'll get to that because I actually wrote notes on that. All right. Okay, so Charlotte was on Grayson Waller. What was okay? I'm gonna have to pull a thing. What was with that outfit?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not a fashionista, but like if I like, there's been a couple of Bailey outfits that looked really cool to me. Yeah. I'm an action figure person, so I'm like, if that was the Charlotte action figure, I'm gonna take a pass on that one.
Yeah.
Like that's a that was bad. I don't know what that looked bad. So I don't know what happened there. Like Becky, I always like what Becky looks like, even when she has like something weird like those.
She looks like a Blade Runner character. Yeah,
she does look like a Blade Runner character, but Blade Runner is a cool movie, so we're gonna. I can't wait to dress like Blade Runner. When is that gonna? When are we gonna get to that future where I can dress like Blade Runner? Anyway, but yeah, so I mean, Bianca came out. Charlotte is the line. I am the line. It's like, okay.
I want to see Bianca and Charlotte fight. This is an okay reason to get them to fight, but if it's not a triple threat for the belt, it's kind of useless.
Yeah, but is that what it's going to be?
It's got to be that, and I figure it's going to be that either for Money in the Bank or SummerSlam. What I would actually like to happen is I want Asuka to keep. I don't want her to be a 1 month champion. I want her to keep the belt because Bianca and Charlotte just realized they're so pissed at each other. They just kill each other and they completely forget about Asuka, which isn't good for a champion to be forgotten about. But in this case, it makes sense. And then at SummerSlam, it's just Bianca and Charlotte going after one another because they've realized that it's not the championship they're after, it's the animosity they've always had for one another that they've never talked about.
Right. So you're thinking Money in the Bank triple threat, Asuka wins, but that leads to SummerSlam match between those two to air out their grievances.
Yeah.
What if they reversed it? What if they did Asuka versus Charlotte at Money in the Bank? Asuka wins through Bianca's interference.
Yeah.
Then they make those two fight out, and then the winner of that goes against Asuka.
Yeah,
they
could do that. They could do that. Though I'm thinking that SummerSlam will be Io Sky versus Asuka for the belt.
So so they'll do triple threat for Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Asuka retains.
Yeah.
Those two just fight each other at SummerSlam. Io Sky gets her shot. So Io Sky wins Money in the Bank, takes her shot at SummerSlam.
I don't think she wins Money in the Bank. I think Money in the Bank winner right now is trending to be Becky Lynch because I think you want Becky versus Rhea Ripley for SummerSlam.
Right. So Io Sky will have to earn it a different way. Maybe. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Io Sky wins a number one contenders match or whatever.
Right. Or something. Right. Okay. Then we had Scarlett Bordeaux.
My God, man. I hate Karrion Kross more and more every day. I see her like, my God, this is now stupid.
I mean, people, what was that thing? They're like, say, what is a woman? It's like, there you go.
That's what I call a woman, man.
I know that was trending or whatever. It's like, here, I'll show you an example.
Yeah, it shows you how far the human race has gotten that we now have to ask that question.
That is weird, yes. But anyway, yeah, no. And then Michin was in there. So it was. I don't like mixed tag matches, to be honest.
This was a really, really weird match because, listen, Karrion Kross needs to win more as well. Like he's got this scary ass gimmick. When he was in NXT, people would leave the ring because they're like, "Oh my God, this guy's crazy!" Like he was dominant in NXT, and then they completely shit the bed on his first run. This is his second run. The guy comes out to a black and white entrance. The only other people who did that I can recall is the NWO.
There you go, yeah.
He comes out, and it's this big and he's the Doom Walker, and time's up, and the tarot cards determine is like this guy's a unique dude. You have to make him a scary ass guy until you get the one guy who has a card of Karrion Kross and is like, I have your card, Karrion Kross. I'm not going to wait for you to come for me. I'm going to come for you. Yeah, that's hard to argue that one. but anyhow, the weirdest thing I saw here was Scarlett got up in AJ Styles. She interfered with him or something. He points to his hand. Now his hand is covered with a glove, so you don't know what he's pointing at. But he's pointing at this finger, and he's like, "I'm married, bitch." I'm like, did she come on to you? I think she interfered with you. I don't. What is going on? Like I was completely I was so stunned by his response. Karrion Kross.
Yeah, I think I don't know if she was like doing her hair or something, and that was supposed to like. He's like, "Well, I'm married." I'm like,
no, he went, "I'm married, bitch." I'm like,
yeah, it's like,
what?
Yeah,
that was one time where I went, "What?" I never said.
Whoa!
Yeah, and then Karrion Kross beat him. Michin is wasted in WWE.
Yeah,
she's actually very good, but
she's completely wasted. She's pretty awesome. She's strong. when she made a strong debut saying, "Oh, she's going to take care of Rhea Ripley and all that," and then she promptly sat on the bench and played Game Boy or something or whatever they play now. It's
face planted in rather rather spectacular fashion. She's just been like,
here comes Michin.
Oh,
that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You may have said witch. I don't think you would have said bitch.
No, I'm pretty sure I heard him say bitch.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's crazy. Well, that was very mean.
I was quite shocked that he had to resort to that, but then Karrion Kross beat him over the head with his forearm. So
that
in the world, I don't know.
Hey Brian, yep. I got that one for you, buddy. Yeah, I got that one for you, Brian. That one's all for you. Okay. Well, that was it for SmackDown, actually. So, let's go to Raw. We got Sonya and Chelsea. Versus Kaden and Katana. I was kind of hoping that Chelsea thing. I want them to win more.
But the problem is that they keep putting them against better competition, like noticeably better competition.
Right. And like Kaden and Katana are awesome.
They are just like, make them the tag champs already. Like they should be the mountain you have to climb to be the tag champs, not the occasional tag team champions, Shayna and Ronda. Like, I'm sorry,
right.
This is problematic again. You can't have, if you're looking to really make, why is the Intercontinental Championship become so prestigious? Because Gunther defends it almost every week.
He's awesome. And they had the Chelsea TikToks, and I want to say something about Ronda in a second too. They had the Chelsea TikToks, which we already discussed. They were super funny.
They were awesome. I loved her throwing stuff around at the gym. I thought that was
was the after party, that was the move, right?
Yeah, that's the after party.
It looked a little weird, right?
It's not smooth because the problem is that the timing has to be perfect because you have Caden's got her in the neck breaker and she holds her a bit too long, and then like when Katana Chance does that 3-6 or 720 splash, the opponent's still in an upright position like this. She needs to be more horizontal for it to really go down. So the timing should be that Caden Carter is hitting the neck, is finishing the neck breaker as Katana Chance is doing the 720 splash. I think it's called a 720. And this one, Caden Carter started too late, so she was I think it was Chelsea or Sonya, whoever was still upright when the splash came, so it looked sloppy.
Yeah, I thought so. That something like that's too tough to time every like.
Yeah, it's way too hard.
She has to kind of like start guiding her. Like if it's 720, so that's 1.5 cycles. So it's like when she gets to here, she already has to start. The other person has to start moving the other person down.
Well, the problem is also like where they're facing. So Caden Carter should be looking here, and then there should be a visual cue from Katana Chance. I'm going, bringing her arms forward or something to let Caden Carter know, okay, start dropping the opponent's neck. Because the opponent is not worried about the neck breaker. She's worried about Katana Chance hitting her stomach and her not being protected. So if she's more in a horizontal thing, because if you notice what they do is they bring up their arms like this to make sure they don't take the complete blow of a splash or a moonsault. So the opponent really needs to be farther along on the drop before Katana, and I don't think it matters from a believability standpoint. You just took a neck breaker and then a splash happens 2 seconds later. I don't think it matters. I don't think it has to be like in tandem that close.
Right. Yeah, so they can work on it. I was gonna say Ronda Rousey's on that Stars on Mars or whatever, so I don't know when that was filmed because that's a reality show. I don't think it's live, so I don't know how she's on. That's that Shatner thing where it's like celebrities. There's a few that we know. You can look them up, and it's like she's on that. And my wife was like, "Hey, Ronda Rousey's on this thing," and she just watched it because it was William Shatner, but he only hosts it for like a second, so he's not really in it that much. But like, I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Well, Ronda's been missing for a while. Well, she's on a show."
Yeah, that's the problem when you have someone who's an actual celebrity outside of it. That's why I don't like Logan Paul being inserted into the Money in the Bank ladder match. He didn't earn it. He's right. A YouTube celebrity. Yeah, he's super athletic and he does stuff, but he just giving it to him while other people have to fight for it.
Right.
Cool. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think Carter Joe is a little bit thicker. So I think she's a little bit more, insulated. But Katana Chance is like that, right? Like she's thin. And she's not
She big. Is.
So she could break in half one day, I assume.
Yeah, she is going to break in half.
Hopefully she doesn't. She entertains us a lot more before she does. That would suck. I like Katana Chance. Katana Chance.
Well, then we had Maxine Dupree, who's like her and Scarlett should team up and break the world.
Yeah.
It should be Maxine, Scarlett, and Tiffany Stratton together, and then that would just like annihilate the universe. Like you can call them the Blondes or something.
The Fabulous Blondes.
So, yeah. But anyways, she's training with Alpha Academy, so that was kind of fun.
Yeah, I think that Gable has discovered his character, and I think teaming him with Otis is hilarious, and just having Maxine Dupree there, it's kind of fun, and they're kind of ridiculous, but whatever.
Those other two male model guys are gone, or yeah. I don't know if they're around. Like they're just like that didn't take off, and they're done.
They're permanently on the main event on Saturday nights, I guess. The one we saw taped before Raw.
Oh yeah. Then we had Rhea versus Natalya.
We didn't have Rhea versus Natalya. We had Natalya being mugged by Rhea.
So I don't know what's going on. That's the second time, and they had this big thing where it's like, "Oh, I'm not going to get nailed this time," and then I got nailed.
Like, I don't even know if I belong here anymore. And I'm like, "Where are you going with this? This is kind of
what is this angle here?"
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's crap. Then we had a Raquel interview, and then Rhea came in.
I like that. I like all of that. I like Raquel being like, what she did to Natalya wasn't right, and then Rhea comes up and does her usual like puffy, I'm so strong. But like, I like Raquel Rodriguez versus Rhea Ripley a lot. I think it works. I hope they do it justice. It's not just another squash. I think Rhea needs some competition because right now she's just beating up people. And I really hate to say this, but the WWE is pushing me in this corner. A guy's going to have to take a shot at her eventually. Maybe not a punch, but I'm thinking a body slam, a power slam, a freaking fallaway slam, a drop kick, something.
They should put it through a table.
Yep. Get Bubba Ray Dudley out there, man. Get the Dudley boys out. Bring
out the tables. All right, so that was that. And then we had Raquel versus Trish and Zoe. Raquel
literally folded Trish Stratus in half.
I mean, where she ragdolled her a few times.
Ragdolled her, man. It was funny.
I love that Becky interfered and then Trish won, and then Becky's like, they're talking to her. She's like, "What the hell am I doing?" She's like, "Okay, so this person despises me. I hate this person. This person hates me." She's like, "I'm not really friends with Zelina." She's like, "What the hell did I just do to myself?"
That was funny. She come in like, "So Becky, what was it?" She's like, what were you, what's your, what happened out there? She's like, "I screwed myself, Byron. I screwed myself."
Yeah, it's like, what the hell am I doing? It's like I hate Trish. She hates me. It's like, I can't remember, like, I like whoever else. It's like
Damage Control.
Damage Control hates me. It's like I'm not really friends with Zelina,
Yeah.
and it's like now it's like what the hell's going on here?
she that was funny.
That was awesome.
So funny.
It's true. It's like you're like, wait a minute, what the hell was that? That was a stupid ass move.
Yeah, and she comes out like Raquel's like, look at her like, what are you doing? But it works because she's just becoming so frustrated with Trish and Zoe that she did that, right?
All right. Well, that was it for Raw. Got NXT. So we had a Gigi video about her art and all that, so that's fine. She
likes art, and then Kiana James is like, I've also had a rough upbringing and done crazy things, but I don't care about art, and she laughed.
That was awesome. She came in, she's like, yeah, so what? It's like your art sucks. It's like I grew up, I got over it. Like I don't understand. Like, and then she just walked off. I'm like, all right, well.
Kiana James is funny to me.
Then we had the Thea Hale appreciation.
You know I was there, man.
So there's like, I mean, Chase U is like rise for Thea training. She always wants to be a superstar. She's thanking everybody. And then Tiffany showed up, which is funny. She's like, you were no one's pick to win the Rumble, which is funny. And then like, oh, it's like I think she said this is like very poorly educated. That's like the level of education is being made fun of. Granted, I guess, but I mean, like, I don't know how much you need to know to write it. Like, it's like you're not writing an essay; you're performing in a wrestling.
Yeah.
But Tiffany Stratton's the best. Yeah, she's like so funny. Thea Hale was great. Duke is really funny too.
Duke is so funny. I love Duke. I love him. He doesn't want anyone to touch the MVP trophy.
Yeah. And then she's thanking everybody. He's like, well, you don't have to thank me. But then it's like, well, if you don't thank me, I'm upset. Right? It's like, MVP. I don't know how many energy drinks. Like, I don't know what she does.
I don't know how she does it, man. She must be exhausted by the end. They must have to carry her around in the back.
Like, this is the downfall of the alt. Pretty soon we're going to be watching the self-destruction of Thea Hale video. It's like, even as a kid, I knew Ultimate Warrior wasn't going to last. The guy came running in and he's like smashing and running around. I'm like, holy shit, aren't you tired, buddy? Like, then he gets in the ring and he's huffing and puffing. It's like, what? This is why you don't run into the ring like a madman. It's like you're running into it's like it's like, okay. I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, this is anything with Chase U is great. I like those two guys who are just like indifferent to everything, like Chad Gulag and that other guy is like
Drew Gulag and
Gulag and and they're like, it's like, oh, whatever. And then they're like, oh, she's like, I never graduated high school. He's like, what?
Yeah, just graduated. He's like, what did we get ourselves into?
Whatever she said. She's like, oh, it's like, yeah, what is going on?
Yeah, she's like, I didn't want to go to university and blah blah blah. And right, what's going on? Like, it is so funny.
So that was awesome. We had JC in the hallway. She's funny too, actually. And then Lyra confronted her. It's like, it just seemed weird. It's like JC Jane's like, oh, okay, like I don't care.
Yeah.
The confrontation is like, I don't care.
JC Jane has confrontations with everyone.
She's funny.
She is funny.
She's actually really funny.
Well, she was. I said from last week, she's right. What is this? I'm like, my God, I am JC Jane.
Like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, she's awesome, man.
She is funny as hell.
That was great. Then we had Cora Jade versus Dana Brooke, and then Dana Brooke had that.
She pulled a Shane McMahon.
Was that for real or
No.
no? It's fake, right? So she had the big fake knee. But did you see the stuff afterwards? There's footage afterwards. I guess it was during the break where the stretcher's coming out and Cora Jade's like laughing at her and sitting there like all relaxed, like, hey, how's it going? It's like that was awesome.
And Dana Brooke just slapped her hard.
That was great too, yeah.
Cora Jade needed to win that match. The fans though were starting to, they were really cheering for Cora. And I'm like, is she getting over as a heel? And now it's just odd to me.
Cora Jade's really funny, and she like doesn't care about anybody. She's like, yeah, you suck and whatever. Duke Hudson plays, Duke Hudson does plays.
Yeah,
he's super funny.
Duke Hudson is awesome, man. When I thought he was leaving Chase U, I was kind of like, no.
I was a bit disappointed. No, don't leave.
Yeah, don't leave. But Cora Jade is funny. But that whole thing, like Dana Brooke, I love how the referee just called it. Like she didn't even tap. He's just like, yeah, the airtime for this match is now over. I got to call.
You have run your course.
You've run your course.
Yeah. The last thing that happened was Jakara. Is that her name? And Lash Legends versus Ulissa and Feroz.
Yeah, JJ, I guess. I call her JJ. I don't know.
Okay.
I love Meta 4.
Oh, is that their thing? Oh, okay.
That's the name of Lash Legend and that whole faction.
Oh, that faction?
Meta 4. I like that. Yeah, this match was okay. Like Feroz and the other girl actually had offense.
Right.
Nice. Electra Lopez and Lola whatever showed up halfway through and no one mentioned anything and then they left and I'm like, okay. But you have to give this match to them because you're trying to push Lash Legend and JJ. Like I like the idea that they're building female tag teams because God knows we don't have them. Right? And if we have them, we try and break them up as soon as possible. So I hope that they keep building good female tag teams to challenge Ronda and Shayna when they unify.
When they show up to do anything, yeah.
Yeah, when they unify the belts.
Well, I like Lash Legends. She's funny.
Yeah, I mean she's okay. Like I actually thought the offense was great, and I liked the one girl stomping the dude's hand, and then the other one just like laying him out with a splash. I thought that was funny. And the other guy's just standing there with his crutches going, ooh.
Yeah, what's the girl's name? Okay, Jakara. I thought it was Jakara or something. NXT. Let me see. NXT. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Jakara. Jakara. Jakara.
Jakara Jackson.
Jakara Jackson.
Yeah. And Lash Legend, so JJ and LL. Yeah,
that's good. I like that.
Yeah. No, I like the metaphor. I like that whole thing. I hope at least on the female side it goes somewhere. And then we had Seth Rollins, which again, the fans just cheering along, like singing along. We just can't stand it. So it's a shame. I really like watching Seth Rollins, but the crowd has completely taken everything out of it. As Joe would say, I want they can kick rocks.
Yeah, I just don't care. And nothing. The bloodline, I just don't like. I don't care about that at all. That entire thing.
The longest running. Hey, Jay turned and sided with his brother, which we called like.
But then why would he yell at him? It's just the weirdest thing. Like.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's like you're trying to fake out. It's like there's an audience paying attention. You're faking them out because realistically you wouldn't do that.
No.
Yeah, she needs more matches. Yeah, but she's awesome.
She's got the size for sure.
Yeah, I was trying to find some. I always try to find some GIFs to show, but none of them play on. I don't know what they don't StreamYard doesn't like anything that's like too large of a file. so it won't allow me to upload it. That's the problem. I can make everything video clips, but then you can only have like I have so many video clips I can't tell. Like as you know, I can't find any of them.
Yeah.
Because GIFs are. I mean, they're easier and they're fast. You just like click on them, but like the videos, it's like I don't know, but. Whatever, I'll find. I'll find. I got to clip that one that it's the best random line in a movie. It is so random, and it's 1 second, and it gets me every time. And it's just, and I'm going to tell you what movie it's from because you might guess it. Though the movie.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm so surprised you haven't clipped that the kid doing the mega kung fu move in that one movie that.
Oh, Pancakes.
Yeah, Pancakes.
That's from Cabin Fever.
Cabin Fever.
I wonder if that's on there. Let me see. Cabin Fever Pancakes. Yep. That's up there if you just do pancake. Oh yeah, here he is. Let's see. Yep. I'm clipping that sucker now. Let me see if I can get a gif of it. Pancakes, kid, cabin fever. You just it comes up on its own. You just gotta do it. Because it was the most outrageous. Did you see that with me in the theater?
I did not see it in the theater. You told me about it afterwards.
Jesus Christ. I've never that is my most that I laughed the most ever in the theater on that scene. I literally look, I'm a super like not a germaphobe fully, but like I'm an aspiring germaphobe.
Yeah.
And I don't like to like touch in the theater. I knelt down. I was laughing so hard. I knelt down in the theater, which I would never do. I could not take it. I'm like, what was that? Have you seen Cabin Fever?
I have not seen Cabin Fever.
Oh my god! Because it's like super serious, and then this kid just like pancakes, and he's like, "No, I don't have pancakes." Like pancakes, like no pancake. It's the Detroit Rock City guy.
Yeah.
He's like, "No pancakes." Like pancakes, and he starts doing martial arts movie. Like, oh my god, it's absolutely insane.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I know.
She literally folded her up.
I know.
Like, it looked ugly. Like it looked like her offense afterwards. I think she was legitimately injured. Like when she ragdolled her, it was that
was crazy.
That was crazy. But she lost by DQ, Raquel, which makes sense because there's no way Trish beats Raquel.
Right.
Like, prime Trish would have struggled to beat Raquel.
Yeah, they did it in a good way.
Yeah.
Like, it's like Becky interfered and Trish's like, okay. And she's like, I'll take the win. And then that's it, right? And she doesn't care.
Yeah, I don't think Trish, I actually don't believe. So when I think of a Money in the Bank ladder match, I often think you need certain types of people.
Right.
Right. And archetypes, I guess you could say. And you definitely need the high flyer, at least one, possibly two, but preferably at least one. Right. That's why Kofi Kingston's been in them so often.
Mm-hmm.
But you need a power guy. And I'm trying to think now who the power guy. And you need a striker, someone.
Yeah, it's like a good mix of people.
Yeah, you need a mix, right? You definitely need the high flyer to do the crazy ass shit off. And as soon as Ricochet won, I'm like, okay, so immediately they're like, you got to go in, especially Braun Strowman being injured. And then they got the striker and Shinsuke. They got LA Knight, who's more of the favorite. Yeah, LA Knight. I'm trying to think who else. And I'm like, who's your power person? And it's the same with the women. They got Sky, who's going to do crazy stuff.
Right.
Right. and they have Zelina Vega, but Zelina Vega is not going to be able to do much with a ladder. I don't actually know why Zelina Vega is there. I would have preferred to see Lacey Evans in there because she's more of a striker, right? Bailey, she's not going to do anything crazy. So you got Io Sky who's going to do crazy stuff, and they got Zoe Stark who's another striker. I'm like, okay, so now you got another striker in there, and she's fairly athletic. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, but you need your power person. You need that person who's going to pick up 2 ladders and just bulldoze people. And I'm like, Raquel's it. And they bring in, and then Trish wins. I'm like, what? Like,
I was a bit stunned because Trish is not going to do a lot of stuff, right? Like, I don't think she's. So who do we got? We have Trish. She's not winning that.
No.
We got Becky. So we're thinking Becky, right? Or you're thinking. You have Io Bailey.
So Io's a dark horse.
Yeah.
And the other dark horse is Zoe.
And
so one of those 3.
And Zelina. It's 6 people, right?
Yeah, 6. Zelina's not winning it. Bailey's not winning it. And Trish isn't winning it. So you basically have Becky and Io and Zoe. If I had to pick, I would say my rankings of probability of winning is Becky first, Io second, and Zoe third.
Does it have to be 3 people from Raw and 3 people from SmackDown, or could it be anybody?
Generally, it should be 3 from each show, and it should really be 3 faces and 3 heels.
Right.
They actually have it where it's 2 faces and 4 heels. Unless Io Sky, so that leads me to believe there's going to be a face turn during the show, and it's going to be Io. If Io Sky face turns at the Money in the Bank ladder match, Io Sky probably wins. I think. But I think you have to give the Money in the Bank thing to Becky. Becky needs some more momentum. You need to have Becky versus Rhea Ripley for SummerSlam. Right? Is it 7 in the Money in the Bank?
I didn't know that.
Check that. I thought it was just 6 each, but let me just double check. Joe's probably right.
Are they adding another woman though, or no? I guess not.
No, there's 6 women.
Yeah.
I thought there was 6 men too. Let me just double check. Sorry. 1 sec. Yeah. I swear to God, I thought it was. It might be a TBA though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, it is 7. It's Ricochet. You're right. Well, again, Joe, you're right. I shouldn't have doubted you. It's Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura, LA Knight, Santos Escobar, who's a luchador guy, Butch, Damian Priest, so he's your power guy, and Logan Paul. So there's 7.
Well, it'll be interesting. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We have to. Gosh, I guess if Becky wins, she'll take on Rhea Ripley, and then like Rhea Ripley. Okay, yeah, because it doesn't matter who wins. And you can challenge either the. Do you have to challenge the one that's on your thing?
No.
Or you can. Okay, no. So you can challenge anybody.
But you don't have to challenge them. You can just walk around with it and cash it in when they're injured.
Right. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Yeah, you just cash it in anytime you want.
Yeah.
That was Austin Theory walking around with that.
For like months on end. But he needed that. The question is who needs it? I think LA Knight needs the Money in the Bank contract the most.
Right.
Secondary guy I would have there is Damian Priest because Damian Priest is heading towards a face turn.
Yeah.
So I think they need, if you want to accelerate that, give him Money in the Bank.
I'd like to see LA Knight have it.
I would love for LA Knight to have it. I think he makes the most sense.
Yeah.
I mean, Butch isn't winning it. Santos Escobar's not winning it. Ricochet's not winning it. Shinsuke's not winning it. Logan Paul's not winning it. So that leaves 2. It's either LA Knight. If Logan Paul wins it, that's a disgrace because the guy shows up to maybe 3 cards a year.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know why he's in it because I feel like if they're bringing him in, he's going to win. That's the other problem. That's sort of the unspoken problem. The unspoken problem with like these like Brock Lesnar's or even Ronda Rousey to an extent, whenever you see them come in, well, they're not there to lose.
But Logan Paul has lost.
He has lost.
He's lost to Seth Rollins.
But we know he's going to lose to those matches. But this is not like...
Yeah, it's not a given.
It's not a given, right? Like, it's like, yeah, Roman Reigns is not going to end his thing with Logan Paul, right? Like, but he could win Money in the Bank. Like, it doesn't, so...
It's possible.
Yeah, we'll see.
That would be a waste to me. Because
like if he wins, then what would be the point? Because then he would cash it in. I just feel like, why is he there?
Yeah.
Like if he's not going to win, why is he there? Yeah. But if he is going to win, why are you allowing that to happen? Because he can't go anywhere.
No. I think there's some speculation that it's a swerve because everyone's sure it's going to be LA Knight. And they're like, no, it could be Logan Paul.
I got you.
But LA Knight makes the most sense. And if a heel wins the one, then a face has to win the other. That's why I went with Becky, because Io Sky's not a face yet. Zoe Stark's not a face. Becky needs that Money in the Bank, I think, to be the Money in the Bank man or whatever. I just think it would be funny, and I think it would work.
Maybe Bayley will win and become a face.
That would be shocking and welcome. I would love to see that.
Yeah, but that's not gonna. Anything that's too shocking is like not gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, Liv Morgan winning was shocking.
That was shocking, and that actually was good, and I was really happy. And Liv's I miss her. She's been gone a while now. It's like, what the heck? It's tough when you're not seeing them every week. You're like, oh, there's no Liv this week, and this is like. You feel it more. Like even Nikita Lyons is like, God, where's Nikita Lyons? Like, what's going on with her? Like, there's a few of them. Sol Ruka we haven't seen now in a while. It feels like.
Yeah, a lot of injuries, man. Alexa Bliss being gone is weird. I miss Aaliyah. I'm like, where's Aaliyah?
Oh yeah, Aaliyah's completely gone. Is she still injured?
No, she's been healthy since October. She hasn't. They just were like, we don't have anything for you, so she's been doing a lot of equestrian stuff. Apparently, she's into equestrian.
Okay. They actually have it's called Smash Wrestling or something. They have an event in Toronto this Sunday. Unfortunately, I'm at a comic book show. And they've got Girl Next Door Wrestling or something, and it's all female matches.
Ooh.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I was watching some of it on YouTube. So it's in downtown Toronto at the Rec Room.
Oh, nice.
When they said Rec Room, I thought, the one across the street from me? I'm like, I could probably make it back by that time. I was like, no, it's the one downtown. I'm like, oh, I can't make that.
Yeah, it's by Skydome.
LA Knight is my first choice. Yeah.
Yeah. Joe, I agree with that. It's got to be LA Knight. If he doesn't win Money in the Bank, I'm going to call that the stupidest thing.
Yeah, I think he will win. He's gaining a lot of popularity, and people are screaming. As soon as you have a thing and people are doing it, like that's how you do it. Like the Seth Rollins music is irritating, but people are singing it, so they're not irritated. It doesn't,
Yeah, I mean, they pop for him. I mean, Sami Zayn is still much loved. They love Sami Zayn. Cody Rhodes, so it's nuclear of Cody Rhodes. It's so ridiculous. The WWE blew like really shit the bed hard by not having him go over Roman. That would have blown. Everyone would have left WrestleMania happy. Any of the other matches wouldn't have mattered. They would have like Cody got the belt. He doesn't need the belt. He's still wildly popular. But it would have felt satisfying. Because this Roman Reigns thing is just dragging on. And
this sucks. And that would have been a good downfall. Because they would have said, oh, you lost the belt anyway. You're not that good. And, and that would have made it more justifiable. And then they're like, you're pushing us around. When we lost, you made fun of us, but you lost and it's all good. It's like, no way. It's, you know what I mean? Like it would have added to that story, and they could have broken up maybe 2 Mondays after that.
Yeah.
Right. Like, but no, it's like that dragged on. I don't know. God, the Sami Zayn bloodline stuff used to be so much fun. And now it's just like, it's dead.
Well, even Kevin Owens says to Sami, you're still going on about the bloodline?
Yeah. Like it actually, like, had it ended there, would have been, I think it would have been remembered a bit more fondly.
Yeah.
like, because now we're getting into like I love Ben Riley, but now we're getting into like Clone Saga territory where you're like, yeah, this was really cool for like the first year. It was really neat because you had all these things going on and what's going on and and it's like, yeah, it's time to end this now. Like we got it, It's just going on too long, and I don't know. They just try to milk the shit out of it, and it's like you can only milk the blood. You can't get blood from a stone. Oh, I just made that up on the spot. That's how clever I am. Devilishly clever. All right, guys, we're going to end off. So tomorrow night, Sean and I are talking some Transformers Marvel comics. Issues number 3 and 4. Issue 3 has Spider-Man in it. So Spider-Man interacting with the Transformers. S.H.I.E.L.D. is in it too. Nick Fury's in it. I haven't read issue 4. I'm going to read that tomorrow. And then Friday night, Sean and I are doing a special edition of Classic Comics. It's going to be Action Comics number 252, the first appearance of who we know as Kara Zor-El, Supergirl. That is not the first time they've used the name Supergirl, but it is the first appearance of what we now know as kind of the proper Supergirl. So that's all coming up in the next couple of days. And then 1 week from today, we should be back doing wrestling. I don't know what time. We'll figure something out. So we'll go from there. And then every Monday is every Monday is Legion of Superheroes Talk, except for the second Monday, which is Earth B on Clobby's channel. So that is it, guys. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. See ya.
Hey, friends. You've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.